Hello and greetings. I am Dilip, and this presentation is to understand the importance of learning medical language and terminology. Let us get to an understanding what is medical language and terminology. Medical terminology is a special vocabulary used by healthcare professionals for effective and accurate communication. Also, medical terminology is language used to precisely describe the human body, including its components, processes, conditions affecting it, and procedures performed upon it. Medical language is universal to the healthcare or medical industry. It helps to understand completely what is happening or what has to be done to help the patient. Because it is based mainly on Greek and Latin words, medical terminology is consistent and uniform throughout the world. This language is not limited to doctors, nurses, and or medical practitioners. Every health related field requires an understanding of medical terminology. Other workers in healthcare industry must master it as well. They may include medical billers, medical coders, medical assistants, and more. Usually, when the patient receives medical treatment, the information is updated to the patient's medical record. It includes data about complaints, symptoms, medical history, test results, diagnosis, and treatment. Usually, the health information technicians organize and manage these records, working closely with physicians, nurses, and other healthcare professionals to ensure that they provide a complete and accurate basis for the quality patient care. Workers in the medical field who are not familiar with medical terms will be lost or will have hard time with their jobs and even have a potential to hurt patients. Also, medical terms are used to describe or specify the condition of the patient and the treatment that they need to undergo. Without proper knowledge and training, the communication between healthcare workers may get confusing and the patient might not get the proper treatment at the end. Medical terminology ensures that the medical and healthcare staff have one universal standardized language and without any mismatch in the documentation, translation, and or communication. Appropriate knowledge and training in this field is required for employees in the healthcare industry to be effective. Better understanding about medical terms can bring the following benefits, such as simplified and standardized communication between professionals. Standard terms help healthcare professionals understand patients' conditions and issues, help them interpret complex information to provide a more accurate diagnosis, and help answer the questions like why is the patient in the hospital, what needs to be done to help the patient, what treatment is recommended for the patient, and so on. Easy documentation and communication. The medical terminology includes abbreviations and terms that can be easily documented and are useful in a fast-paced work environment. Providers deal with many patients on a day-to-day basis, and since medical terms are standard, those abbreviations will still be understandable by other medical providers and staff that are part of the patient's care. Avoiding errors. Inadequate documentation of medical records and improper communication with the patients may get them in trouble, and the patients might suffer a larger health issues. Medical terminology helps describe the medical history of a patient through medical records, and if the patient requires additional care at a later point in time, these records help inform other healthcare professionals with details that can help them diagnose the patient more accurately and provide the appropriate treatments. Working in the medical industry does have a lot of benefits, but it has a lot of responsibilities as well. This training will definitely improve the efficiency in your day-to-day work in healthcare ecosystem. Let us get to an understanding why to learn medical terminology or the language of medicine. Projections from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics show that healthcare jobs are expected to increase by 14 to 18% from 2018 to 2028. The healthcare industry is potentially adding about 1.9 to 2.4 million new jobs, much faster than the average for all occupations. According to the World Bank and WHO, the current healthcare spending in US reached 3.5 trillion in 2017. That is about $10,739 per person, and accounted for 17% of gross domestic product or GDP. And many other countries, the average is about 10%. Looking ahead, health spending is projected to grow at an average rate of 5.5% per year between 2018 and 2027. Sorry, yeah, 2027. Faster than the economy's 4.7% growth. By 2027, healthcare spending is expected to a total of 6 trillions and account for nearly one fifth of the GDP. This is in context to US healthcare. Healthcare occupations are projected to add more jobs than any of the other occupations. This projected growth is due to an aging population, leading to greater demand for healthcare services. It is an appropriate time to pursue career in healthcare. This field will add more employees than any other occupation in the coming years, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Promising career growth is not the only reason why many people work in the healthcare field. It is also a field that lets you help many people. Healthcare professionals make a difference every time they go to work. It is a career path with sense of personal fulfillment and also rewarding. Let's look at the healthcare ecosystem overview. Healthcare system is a dynamic field or with a lot of healthcare career options. Some of the positions involve direct patients care. Other allied health jobs focus on assisting healthcare practitioners and helping medical offices and facilities run smoothly. Many of these positions will require you to work with electronic health records and the healthcare technology. There are many positions that focus on healthcare technology systems and also other jobs with healthcare technology support. Many job opportunities have also evolved with electronic health records and management systems to help keep patients' records private and accurate. From the technology perspective, many new innovations and advances in the technology impact the entire medical field. Healthcare is ever expanding and lets people build a career around the technology they love. Eventually, many people find opportunities to build a career in healthcare technology as a result of technology improvements. Having an understanding on the medical language and terminology will help deliver a better product, differentiating workflows, module assessments, business analysis, and will also help discuss the requirements with the stakeholders in a universally common medical language and terminology. From the healthcare management perspective, Hospitals, healthcare facilities, and other medical practices need strong leadership. Healthcare management team needs to be organized and good at communication. Healthcare management may include budgeting, creating processes, communicating with leadership teams, managing the healthcare staff, and other business related responsibilities. Careers in healthcare management include office managers, front desk supervisors, medical record clerks, and account receivable specialists. There are a variety of leadership positions available in the healthcare management field. Though it is not mandatory in many of the previously mentioned management positions, a good understanding of the medical terminology and the language of medicine will definitely enhance the overall productivity and job satisfaction in the healthcare management relevant job roles. Here are some of the promising careers in the healthcare field. There are a wide range of opportunities in BPO and KPO segments of the healthcare ecosystem: providers, payers, state, federal, population health entities, etc. Some of the healthcare domains that offer a promising career include, but not limited to, uh, the healthcare BPO, KPO, ITES, the IT enabled services, analytics, healthcare insurance, claim administration and adjudication, appeals, medical coding, contact centers, healthcare IT, patient and member experience consulting, population health solutions, provider data management, revenue cycle management, accounts receivable, and other business process outsourcing. Now that you have a broad overview of the career options in healthcare, you may also want to keep in mind where you intend to live in the future. Some cities may have increased need for certain positions. It can be helpful to know if particular positions are in demand where you plan to live. With reference to medical billers and coders, most medical billers and coders work full time in an office setting at a healthcare practice, hospital, clinic, or the business process outsourcing units. While overall employment of secretaries and administrative assistants is expected to decline 5% from 2016 to 2026. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects employment of medical secretaries will increase 22% over the same period. This faster than average growth is linked to the rise in demand for healthcare services among the aging population. Broadly, some of the healthcare BPO career options from provider side include appointment scheduling, patient enrollments, eligibility verification, medical transcription, EHR clinical documentation, medical coding, charge entry, claim submissions, payment posting, EOB analysis, patient follow up with careers, and denial analysis, etc. A career in business process outsourcing industry is the best choice for non-technical graduates. This industry offers lucrative jobs with competitive salaries and exciting benefits. Healthcare BPO, KPOs, and ITES are other verticals in the healthcare ecosystem, and they provide multiple career options and enormous growth opportunities to graduates from any field. The job scope includes simple data entry jobs to high end analytics, medical coding, and clinical reviews, among others. The high end profiles are for the life science graduates and paramedics with excellent knowledge of human anatomy, medical terminologies beside basic knowledge of any diseases and treatment. It is the field for all the youngsters who have a zeal to make their careers quick. The positive aspect is that the career growth in this industry is much faster when compared to other sectors. Also, uh, the knowledge process outsourcing or KPO industry has emerged as one of the highly paid and rewarding career options for the last few years. Knowledge process outsourcing or the KPO is referred to as the form of outsourcing whereby the knowledge related work is performed in an organization or by a division of the same organization which may be in some other country or an offshore location to save the costs. Today, the US healthcare market faces the challenges of controlling turnaround time, also called as TAT, for their critical business transactions. These business challenges can be extremely disruptive within their respective environments and can pose a great threat to the enterprise. Controlling TAT has a big influence on administrative cost savings, the key driver in transforming the core payer and provider business environments. BPO and KPO solutions effectively address these challenges, reducing turnaround time while maintaining high quality in an outsourced environment. These solutions span all critical business functions and effectively manages turnaround time for transactions. Many of the top payers, hospital providers, and services companies are already leveraging BPO, KPO, and ITES solutions, transforming their business operations. All right, let's look at the course part. Now, let us understand the course we are referring to, the medical term language and terminology. As you might have understood by this time, that medical language and terminology is the base of healthcare ecosystem, be it the providers, payers, state, federal, population health entities, regulators, healthcare IT, etc. The healthcare ecosystem is complex with multiple players and stakeholders who constantly interrelate, integrate, and interoperate. All right. This comprehensive medical terminology course covers the medical language and terminology used by healthcare professionals elsewhere. If you're interested in pursuing a health and science career requiring the ability to communicate with physicians' offices, medical professionals, healthcare BPO, KPOs, insurance jobs, etc., this course will meet all your needs. We will start with the very basics of medical terminology, reviewing medical root words, prefixes, and suffixes that make up the medical words. We will then move on to each body system where we will work on recognizing and defining their related medical terms. This course is appropriate and valuable for both beginning and experienced health professionals who need to communicate effectively with other professionals, patients, and other stakeholders. This comprehensive review of medical terminology will not only benefit those new to medical terms used in the medicine today, but also act as a refresher for those already experienced in medical terminology. Being familiar with medical words makes your visit to the doctors less intimidating and, more importantly, enables you to make sound decisions about your health care in consultation with your family physician. You will learn to recognize word roots, prefixes, and suffixes used in the medical term and language today. You will learn how to combine words to create meaningful conditions, as well as comprehend their definition and know the correct spelling. Whether you're new to the medical profession or you just need a refresher class, this medical terminology course is for you. In this medical terminology course, we will cover medical terms related to all major body systems, such as introduction, basic word structure, medical word roots, medical prefixes, medical suffixes, body structure, medical abbreviations, digestive system, cardiovascular system, respiratory system, urinary system, nervous system, endocrine system, musculoskeletal system, reproductive system, skin and sense organs, and a couple of other additional resources as well. In easy to review lessons, our course material will not only give you a solid foundation in medical language, but can be completed at your own pace. You will analyze individual word parts such as prefixes, suffixes, and word roots, along with learning body system dynamics, basic medical language, body orientation, health, wellness, and disease terms. So, if you're planning on pursuing a career in healthcare ecosystem or domain, medical billing or medical coding, physician secretary or medical support staff, or maybe you want to jumpstart in the medical field before starting college, or perhaps you are just interested in learning the latest in medical language, or generally interested in learning medical language. Let's get started now. Thank you.